glad to be here. I must say hello to everybody and study hard, guys. It's a marvelous event, Peter. It was founded in the summer of 2000, and it was founded, you're going to find this very surprising, to build a bridge between Cuban American and Hispanic peoples in Miami and other peoples such as so-called Anglos, to build a bridge in the immediate aftermath of the Elian Gonzalez controversy. And they chose that area because Little Havana is ground zero historically for the Cuban community, and by that time many Cuban artists and many Cuban art galleries were opening right in the core of Little Havana. So why not allow these artists to showcase their work every last Friday of the month, as it's turned out, and invite people to a large Hispanic street party on the most famous street among Cuban Americans in all of the United States, Calle Ocho. Peter, is my pride and joy. I do about 150 walking tours. I do about 150 history tours a year. And I must do about 40 history tours annually of just Little Havana alone. And 12 of those every year are part of Cultural Friday, going back to when they asked me to come aboard at the beginning of 2002. So it's been over 10 years now. And on those tours, we meet in front of the Tower Theater itself, very historical. It opened in 1926. It was the first theater in Dade County to offer Spanish subtitles to American movies, recognizing that far back that there were a lot of Spanish speakers in the neighborhood. And then I've developed actually 10 different tours as part of Cultural Friday. So we walk east into the old Bahamian neighborhood. We walk north into the old Jewish neighborhood. We walk southwest into a neighborhood that was a combination of Deep South at one time and Jewish. We walk immediately south with a bunch of Art Deco jewels. We walk all the way down to the edge of St. Peter and Paul's School and Church that you and I both know so well. So it goes all over these walk tours. One of them goes north as far as the old Firestone, which is today's Walgreens, at Southwest 12th Avenue and Flagler Street. And I've got names for each of the tours, because they represent sections of this immediate neighborhood. And depending on what tour it is, we go past a former synagogue that is now Jehovah's Witness Church in the old Jewish neighborhood. Or we go past Domino Park, which is one of the most famous landmarks in Little Havana. It's been around since 1963, where primarily elderly men come every day, 7 days a week to play dominoes, right next to the Tower Theater, just east. We go down to Cuban Memorial Boulevard, where the great torch is that honors those men. There's 107 names on placards on that torch of men who lost their lives in the Bay of Pigs. That was dedicated, incidentally, in 1971. And it's a great gathering place for the Cuban people to remember, to demonstrate, to commiserate, to luxuriate in all the good things that they've done in this community. So we visit that. Another part of the tour, we visit the home that welcomes former political prisoners. That's about 3 blocks down the boulevard from there. We look at the statue of Antonio Maceo, who was a Cuban freedom fighter. So we do a lot on those different tours, and I lay it all out, and I love to. And I never get tired of doing it. I've been doing this since 1988, Little Havana tours. I think it was all those things. I think it was pride, I think it was sorrow, I think it was strong nationalism on the part of the Cuban exile immigrant community here at the time they raised that wonderful torch. Again, it was 1971. All of those things. And see, that's why when I talk about that, I have to include so many different feelings, because there is great pride of accomplishment here. But there's also great feeling for the homeland. There's great sorrow that the homeland has been taken over by this tyrant for the last 55 years. And there's great sorrow because those men lost their lives trying to get rid of this guy way back 51 years ago. So all those mixed emotions are involved in that thing.
Very much so.
Jose Marti Park is a fantastic place. The first thing that always catches my attention is the name, the great Cuban patriot of independence, who actually died in 1895 before Cuba won its independence, 3 years later. It's a beautiful waterfront park. It's a great gathering place for people. It's very appealing. The river itself is very exciting. On his birthday every year, which is in late January, school kids are bussed in from different parts of the county, and they'll queue up near the Torch on 13th and Cayocha, and they'll walk east all the way over to the park. I think that's one of the things that really makes it emblematic of how important it is in the Cuban community, that all these youngsters, will remember and will learn about Jose Marti, and they'll end up in that park that's named for him. So I think it's a very important waterfront park. It opened up in 1985.
Oh, okay, thank Here we have the Bay of Pigs Invasion Memorial, and this is actually along the avenue dedicated to Cuban war heroes. And as you can see, this is in the middle of Cayocho, very important amongst these Latin American residents of Miami. And here we actually have a band, and these guys are from Peru, and this actually represents the multicultural celebration that they have here at Cayocho. Here we are in front of the Tower Theater, one of the first original locales of the Little Havana community when they first started coming here and inhabiting this area of Miami. Wanted to point out that since the middle Cayocha are closed right now, condition could be better, but that's just how it is.
Que cuando se va de casa, qué triste me pongo. Estoy tan enamorado de la negra Tomasa, que cuando se va de casa, qué triste me pongo. Ay, 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 esa negra linda que me echó bilongo, esa negra linda que me echó bilongo. Nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me